Well, first off, let me say, if you're new to watching me, I'd like to say thank you for one, checking out the video. Two, take a second to subscribe, please. Smash the bell, that way you can get notified when new stuff comes out. I'm always doing fun stuff. The next couple of these are going to be kind of a little bit smaller amplifiers, but we're still going to make it fun. And just want to say thanks for coming by and checking it out. So today we're going to look at this. It's a Texas Star DX250 with real deal Toshibas in it. Now, somebody's been in here and worked on this before. We've got a diode in here that is right behind the relay, that is not stock. And we can see a soldering iron has made contact with the edge of the relay, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. It doesn't affect the function any. Just a couple little things in here I want to clean up. And then we need to go and put new lights in it, obviously. And we need to put some new push buttons on the front. And hopefully it turns right on. But the first thing first, let's get rid of this. The weakest link in the whole equation. Let's get rid of these power wires and make it so we can plug it in, and let's test drive it. Okay. So, power wire upgrade, and I go to run it, and I got no relay movement, none whatsoever. And then I noticed that the, remember that sloppily put in diode was in backwards? And that immediately told me that the keying transistor in this thing was bad. So new keying transistor, new protection diode, actually orientated the right way with the right voltage applied to it. And hello audio. Hello 11111. We can talk through it now. So that's a 1,000 watt slug in peak, 1,000 in average, and a 5 watt slug in reverse. Hello 1 2. Let's go ahead and bring the amp on. So we put all new LEDs in this thing. So it's got brand new LEDs for all the switches. Let's go ahead and bring this online and real quick. Preamp is fully functional. Of course, the preamps had an upgrade. Hello audio. Hello audio. Maybe about 210. 220 watts with about 20 watts worth of drive. Of course, we're on 12 volts. So let's reach down here. We'll bump this up to about 14.8. Hello audio. Hello 1 2. And we're going to make about 300 watts of power. Hello 1 2. Needle is moving the way it should on the front of the Texas Star. Hello 1 2. That's on high. Hello medium. Hello 1 2 low. So it's fully functional. Everything works. Brand new lenses. It's in really good shape, you guys. This amp is in really good shape. Now, I want to show you guys something. I had a gentleman contact me yesterday. And he says, BBI, my Texas Star don't work. What's all this brown shit all around all the solder leads and stuff in here? And I said, well, that's what they call flux. He goes, flux, what's that? And I said, well, it's the stuff that they add to help open up the pores of the metal so that you can get a better electrical bond. And it's just, they have used the same solder now out of Texas Star or in Texas Star now for decades and decades and decades. And it's just flux. It's not going to hurt anything. It just looks gross. Bunch of brown poop up inside this thing. So it doesn't take much. And all I'm doing is I'm going through and I'm getting the board wet. Okay? Just getting it wet. Letting the solder soak in, or the alcohol soak in. And we're using 191% isopropic Walgreens alcohol. Very cheap stuff. Anybody can afford it. No, it does not remove the paint off the top of the transistors. We had that come up in the group the other night, and I sat with an amp and cleaned it, and I couldn't get the paint to come off the transistors. This dissolves the flux into solution, and alcohol suspends it in solution and takes it up off the board, and isopropyl doesn't leave any residue left over. Maybe a little bit careful because I am working on this with it plugged in, which is not the safe way to do it, guys. So watch what I do and do what I say, not as I'm doing, kind of thing. Okay, so soak it down real good. Take the amp, turn it to its side, see all the brown shit? That's all the flux. Dump it out, and this will evaporate. Let's give it another quick little douche through. Make sure we get all the little pieces of solder and flux and schmoo out of the inside of this thing. Let it run out. Look at that. It's all shiny and pretty on the inside. But that doesn't affect the transmit. What I told him he should do is take this lid off and take a dollar bill and fold the edge in there and clean the edge of this relay very, 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 very carefully. And he'll probably get his receipt back. I got a message today. Yep, fixed it. Thanks, BBI, you're the best. And I'm like, okay. So we're all cleaned up. Now we got to let this thoroughly dry. We don't want any arcing and sparking because we've got a flammable alcohol that's inside of here now. So we've got to let this thoroughly dry out, or take your air compressor and very lightly blow this out. And then you can put the tin on it and go back to work and have fun. So let me grab the tin for this Texas Star 250. The tin, rarely, oddly enough, is not full of any holes, it's not stained, it's not damaged in any way. And this is basically a mint Texas Star 250. Now that we put the work in it to make it work right, the lens isn't faded, looks basically like new, but we had to put the work in to make it right. So let me grab out my air compressor, which we'll cut away for this because I don't want to blow your guys' eardrums out. Let me grab the air compressor, we'll blow this out real quick. I'm going to show you a couple other measurements and then we're done. You see what I mean? It's thoroughly cleaned. There's no flux left in there. It looks pretty, just as pretty can be. And there's no ugly residue on anything. The plastic isn't soft. On the relay case, it hasn't opaqued or turned white or anything. That was a problem that we were having with the acetone. The switches aren't dissolved. It's all spotlessly clean. And we washed all that schmoo out of the inside of this amp. Now, what I wanted to show you is, let's turn this back on. Hello, 11111111111. Hello, 11111111111. I wanted to show you input tune, which this is a 5-watt slug in reverse. Hello, 1111111111111. Hello, 11111111111. Beautiful input tune on this amplifier. Hello, 111111111. Hello, 11111111111. It works. Works, just that simple. So, all in all, it's not teabag of a little box. I think honestly this is worth probably about $300. 350. I gotta go with 350. I'm saying, because it's got Toshibas in it. If we had HGs in it, it would probably be worth less. But this is a real deal, old school Toshiba based Texas Star. They're not making these anymore, you guys. Not at all. If you get them with a DEI transistor in them, and we all know how that's turned out. Or you get them with the fake Toshibas. This is too old for that. And that is a legit thing. We've been seeing those pop up. It's so nice not to have to do anything to the vinyl other than rub the dust off of it. We've been seeing those pop up all over the country. I don't know what's going on with Texas Star, and the thing is that we're going to run out of parts pretty soon. The faceplate, push buttons, those kind of things. The lights, they're getting really hard to find. At least they were as of a month ago, the last time I did a search. That could have changed between now and then, but who knows? Let me stop everything here real quick, and I want to say thanks to everybody in the radio community that helped me identify and get replacement stands for my soldering irons. This is the RD-732L. It's made by the Larrivee company. When I went and did the search for this stand, I couldn't find it to save my life. And you should have seen some of the texts I got from some of you guys. Dude, what do you mean you couldn't find it? It took me 5 minutes. I'm like, when I did my search for it, I couldn't find it. Well, it took me 5 minutes. Here's your soldering iron. My Facebook group blew up. Everybody's like, why are you all talking about this soldering iron stand? What makes this so important? They're like, well, BBI was asking about it. Oh, man. Anyhow, I want to say thank you. The search is over. I appreciate everybody reaching out and trying to help me with that. When I come to the radio community like that, you guys that watch this channel, and you all step up to the bat like that, it means the world to me. It really does. It just means a lot. I appreciate any little help I can get, and I've never said that I know it all, but I know enough to be incredibly dangerous. And the other thing I've always said is, you know, here in the house of BBI, we didn't invent toilet paper, but we're smart enough to use it. So, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Thanks, everybody, for helping me find that stand. So, that's it. Little Texas Star 250 Toshibas. Unobtainium anymore these days. Fully checked out, ready to go. First person to call me, text me, hit me up with the money, gets it, plus the ride. And the ride's going to be, this is a flat rate box, so it's like 19 bucks. So that's it. That's all she wrote. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I hope this can go to a new home, and somebody out there is going to really enjoy being able to have themselves a legit Texas Star from back in the day. Old school, baby. Old school. Big shout out to Siglent, XS Power, Coaxial Dynamics, and of course Bird. I appreciate you guys, every single one of you, for tuning in, watching, following along. On that note, I'm out of here. On to the next one. I'll see you. Click, click, click.